So, let me be so for real. I streamed. I never recorded part 1. But you know, it's okay, guys. It's okay. So, to give you a recap, I went the wrong way a couple times. He got mad at me. He restarted the game like 4 times. And now it just asked me for my time, so I don't know if it's making me restart. But if it is, it's okay. But I don't know, I've never seen this before. Oh, wow, okay. So, wow. Oh, wow. Here, let me read it. Actually, let me not, because I'm dyslexic, so... I'm not actually, but anyway. Oh, okay. So... If y'all don't know what Stanley Parable is, Stanley went to work. Right? He went to work, and working in his office, nobody was there. Nobody was there, and he was looking for them, because they're gone. He doesn't know where they are.
This is the story of a
Oh,
man
okay.
named Stanley.
Well, I guess maybe we start.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Guys, so... I'm not gonna lie. I guess I didn't save. Silly me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
whatever. So last time I played for like 5 seconds, I don't even know where I went. I didn't mean to go there. I don't even remember what happened. No! I don't want to go over here. I'm lost.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
See, last time I entered the one on the right because you said that, and I just had to go a really long extra way. So, let's just go with the right. I mean the left. LOL. Oh, this place
Yet
creeps
there was
me
not a
out.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That is actually terrifying because where is the projector and who's changing it? Okay, bye.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
This
Coming
literally
to a
is
staircase,
Severance.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I went downstairs last time. This is really scary. This is actually really scary.
But
I went on
Stanley
this
just
thing.
couldn't do it. He
Oh.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Wait!
All because he believed everyone had vanished?
His
boss would think he was crazy.
What?
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
What's going on here?
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply
repeating?
look
Familiar.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
What's that noise?
Oh,
Stop.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real life
What if I go
job
backwards?
pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star.
What just happened to me?
It too appeared. It was
What's
so
happening?
much fun.
No, no,
And
no, no,
Stanley
no, no, no,
marveled
no.
that he had still not
No,
woken
no,
up.
no, 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 no,
How
no.
was he remaining
No,
so
no,
lucid?
no, 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 no,
And
no.
then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
This is
Why
low-key
is there
freaking
a
me
voice
out.
in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Wait,
Now
maybe
the
I should
voice
just stay
was
here.
describing itself being
the corner.
considered by Stanley,
Because I'm
who
scared.
found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
Why did it
And while
turn
he thought
black
it all
last
very
time?
odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility
God, what is
for
going
himself?
on?
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular
My
day,
God, what is
her
wrong with
walk was
Stanley?
interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is low-key a huge office. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Does that say PS? What does that even say? That's a lovely purse. Am I going crazy or are they saying Stanley? You hear that? What the world? What just happened? Who opened these doors?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
I
Mind
actually
Control Facility.
just had a heart attack. Escape! Let's go.
Although this passageway had the word escape written
What is
on it,
that?
the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh my god. Can I go back? I'm scared.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
They're lying.
At this point,
They're lying.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god, we're gonna. Oh my god, what?
As the machine whirred into motion,
No,
Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise.
No.
He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
No way.
Farewell, Stanley.
Oh my god.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
At least it was instant.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What in the world? Stanley's been dead this whole time. Oh, here's the two doors. Whoa. Fire. That one's terrible. That one's pretty cool. This one's my favorite. It goes 3, 3, 5. Why is it changing? What's going on here? Okay, I don't like that one. Alright. Solitaire. No. I should have looked at that. Boss's office. So we've only seen it this way. Definitely not seen it the other ways. So. What is this, the bathroom? Wow, this place is huge. So we went under.
The number 8.
That's actually so freaky.
Finally, he pushed the number 9. Now then, this elevator for sure would get him right
Now look
back on
closely,
track to
Stanley.
where he was.
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental
Okay now.
understanding of
Okay now. What was that? Did y'all hear that? What was that? Countdown. No! What happened? No! Oh, wow. So definitely not reach that. So definitely haven't been here either. Countdown room. Oh, we've been here. We've been there.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Did I
Can
just...
you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
What is happening?
Turn off
Oh
your
my god.
PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
Turn off the
As long as you move
PlayStation.
forward, you'll be walking someone else's path.
Turn the
Stop
PlayStation
now
off.
to be your only
How's it
true
not on
choice.
PlayStation?
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Oh my gosh. Did we just die? Forever? What just happened? Turn off the PlayStation. Oh my god, at least we're back in the office. Okay, let's just follow the rules.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Yeah,
it mean?
yeah.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We're not gonna just talk about what happened.
When
We're not gonna
Stanley
talk about
came
how
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I just got like crushed to pieces. Where did I even... Wait. Did I not follow the
Yet there
instructions
was
last
not
time?
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, fire. Two
Stepping
something.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to
2845.
discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh my gosh. Are you joking? Are you joking? Okay, well.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Great.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Ooh, okay. Wait, I swear. Oh, I went to my death sentence. That's what I did. Okay, great. Okay, let's not.
Stanley walked straight ahead through
my
the large
God.
door that read
Oh my God.
Mind Control Facility.
Oh, okay. That was actually terrifying. Wow. Let's turn the lights on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, I've been here.
What horrible secret did this place hold?
Been here
Stanley thought
twice,
to himself.
actually.
Did
That
he
was in the
have the strength
previous
to
part one
fight
that I
out?
forgot to. Oh, wow. I've never been over here. Wait a second. Wait a second. Let's not press that yet. What is this?
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true
I've
nature
seen this
revealed.
before. I've
Each
seen this
bore the
before.
number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And
Is this like-
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom
I know
meant
Stanley's
nothing.
like 456 or something. Where's that? Actually, I don't know if that's him. Actually, I don't know if that's him. Oh, we can go this way now. Whoopsies. People. What's that
This
mean?
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
It can't
Had
be
Stanley
true.
really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Real.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
Wait.
own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with
Stanley.
emotions. Happy or sad
Offline.
or content. Walking,
my
eating,
God, that's
working.
why
all of it monitored and
knows.
commanded from this very place.
That's why he
And as the cold
knows.
reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another
Never
human life.
Ever.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes, Stanley. How do I go out of here? Okay. How do you do it? 5. What's this? Mind control idles awaiting input. If I press this and it turns on, what does that do? What's going on here? Can I press these? What did I just do? Wow. It's a red button. Can't press it. Okay, so I guess I'll just go this way. What does that say up there? I cannot read that. Can't
And when
read
at
that
last
either.
he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Should I turn it on or off? I want to turn it on.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But
He
you need to
misses his
understand,
job.
there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event
Detonation?
that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating
Nuclear?
the entire complex. How long until detonation then?
No way.
Let's say
A second?
2 minutes.
Are you serious?
Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Oh my God, it has
this
to be
is
5.
much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
It's not the
Mere
5.
moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More
God, press the
time to
button.
talk about you, about me, where we're going.
No
what
way.
all this means. I barely know where to start. What's
No
that?
way.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're
The red
obliterated.
button. The red button.
All right, I'm in a
Where's the
good
red button?
mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell
Whoa.
you exactly what happened to them. I
Stanley.
erased them. I turned off the machine to set you free.
Two! Where's
Of
two?
course, that
Where's
was
two?
merely in this instance
two?
of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then
I don't know where
dying
two is.
alone. Other times,
Oh my
I
God, is
let
that
the
two?
office sink into the ground,
even
swallowing
looking at the clock.
everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything, and
Four!
take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
I don't know
But
what
I'm
two
sure
is.
whatever I come up with on the next go-around
Oh,
will
shoot.
be even better.
Shoot.
My
Shoot.
goodness, only 34
One.
seconds left. But I'm enjoying
it
this so
two?
much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why
It says
not?
two!
These are precious
What?
additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Oh my gosh.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you
Two.
have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw
NEG.
that timer that something in this room
Oh.
was capable of turning it off?
I can't do this.
I mean, look at you. Running from
Incorrect.
button to button, screen
One.
to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything,
Incorrect.
something here
Four.
will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
I don't get
that
it.
this video game can be beaten?
One.
Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Holy crap. I did it. No!
Stanley.
What's going on here?
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a
I
spoiler
died.
for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble.
0142.
This is
Where's
not a
zero?
challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30
Oh, wow.
seconds until a big
Oh, wow.
boom and then nothing. No
Oh,
ending.
wow.
Just you being blown to pieces.
Oh, wow.
Will you cling desperately to your
Oh,
frail
wow.
life, or will you let it go peacefully?
Oh wow, I'm
Another
going down here.
choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all
12
the same to me,
seconds.
all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment
Oh
you
my
fade
God.
in
The
until
narrator's
moment I
actually
say,
insane.
"Happily ever after."
Who even... Oh my god, Stanley just died again. Stanley? Stanley! Stanley! Stop! Oh my
All
god,
his co-workers
Stanley.
were gone.
Bro.
What could it mean?
Okay,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting
let's
room.
turn it off
Perhaps he had
next
simply
time.
missed
Let's
the
turn it
memo.
off next time. I could have ate down if I knew what I was supposed to do. She couldn't even do anything.
When
Okay, let's
Stanley
go
came to a
left.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're gonna have to listen to music again or something. But the
Yet there was
narrator's
not a single person here either.
doing that stupid
Feeling
projector.
a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some
Oh.
buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Oh, wow.
Cool surprise.
It's a new one. What does that mean? What does that mean, narrator? A new one. This means it's a whole new thing. Holy moly. Last time when I didn't record, I would say that it sent me to this room. In the very ending, it said that the narrator... like,
Stanley walked straight ahead through the
gets
large
me every
door
time.
that read
Gets me every time.
Mind Control Facility.
yes, yes. Alright. Lights.
The lights
Action.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Alright, let's go.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an
So we're
employee in the
427.
building.
I'm not
Stanley's
sure what that
co-workers. The lives
doesn't
of
show
so many
anything.
individuals reduced to images
I don't
on
think
a
it
screen.
does.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
The narrator's
This
actually
mind
so
control
scary.
facility, it was too horrible.
What did he say?
to
He raised
believe
all
it
of us, and
couldn't be
then
true.
I don't
Had
even know what he
Stanley really
said.
been
I
under
literally
someone's
forgot.
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his
Okay,
boring
narrator,
job?
we already
That
know
his
this, bro.
emotions had been
What's that? What's going on?
manipulated to accept
Oh,
it blindly?
Oopsies.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
So, right. So I saw that.
But
Oh,
here
it's
was
already
the
in
proof,
here.
the heart of the operation. Controls
Okay.
labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terror. Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only
Wow,
thing worth
this is
knowing.
literally the Truman
Stanley
Show.
stepped through the open
Don't
door.
play. This door's not open. Stanley. Stanley.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Just beat the game. No, I didn't. It's lying. It's lying to me. We have to figure out how to do the on version. Who's calling the phone? No way. God, it's gonna be the narrator.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Who
We are
contacted
confirming
you?
your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
No. Hello? No? Yes.
Excellent. Your
Oh?
order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Who did that? Who did that? No. Where's the narrator? Where's the narrator? Where's the narrator? Where's the narrator? God, he probably like. Ugh. Oh. New content.
Oh.
Let's go.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
We need to. Okay. I don't know, Stanley. Are we gonna die again? Don't play games. Where did I just go? Why did I not? Why? I can't do this anymore. We're gonna die again. Can I like control?
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well,
Wow.
this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the
Very
thrilling
delightful.
new Ultra Deluxe content.
We never finished. I need to turn it. Okay, this is
Okay, so
not
far it's an elevator.
a nice
Nothing
elevator.
special yet, but I'm sure it's
actually
just
really
the beginning of
scary.
a mesmerizing
gonna open over here.
adventure.
Hello?
Is it broken? What's going on here?
Don't play.
Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
So, Stanley escaped.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley.
It's gonna be that. Oh, the jump circle.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle. Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Let's just not jump. What's the worst that can happen? We got this thing gonna break or something. We need to just. What's going on?
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I would actually pass out if I had to walk across this bridge. Hello? Is that like that? I don't know. That'd be actually terrifying. Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding
Why'd
me.
the
You
door
see,
clo-
Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
This is not funny. What happened in the office? What happened in the... What happened? Where am I? Is that a toilet? Oh, God. I thought that was a toilet.
Psst.
Oh, no.
Stanley,
Alright, I'll
come
go.
over here. In the vent.
What is
I want to
that?
show you something.
Coffee nut? How funny. It's my death or something. Okay. Oh no, I
Okay,
didn't.
You remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got
Right.
me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I
hate
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's
Vince.
developers won't find it.
Holy
Just our
moly.
little secret.
Wow. That was so nice of you.
I call it the memory zone.
Wow.
It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
This is so
experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on
This is so
PC.
cute. Memories,
You see,
sweet
Stanley,
memory.
doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
Oh, well, I
Remember
never
back
played
in
it on the
October of
computer.
2013, when the game originally launched. Back then,
Who is
video
that?
games had integrity.
Is that
Back
Stanley?
then, it all meant something.
Who is
Oh,
that?
the waste.
The British Academy of Film and Television. Blah blah Strally. The Last of Us. The Last of Us? Oh, they replaced it with. Oh, I see. Good time. I so seriously thought someone was just singing. That was actually really terrifying. So Stanley's dead. So Stanley escaped last time and he's dead. Did he just like go to the afterlife or something? Like what's going on? What is this? In loving memory of little Stanley. Oh my. Who is singing? Oh my gosh. Where's the narrator?
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art,
They from
Stanley
Australia or
Parable
something?
strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all.
We're stuck
It
here.
isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just
Aww.
a husk now.
That's
A
really
lifeless
sad.
husk with an hour of new elevator
Who did that?
content.
Alright, let's go. I kind of want to go in the basement. Wow, how cute. Who threw those photos? Let's go down here. Memory zone maintenance. Can't go down there. Okay, well, what's this? Fire. What's that noise? Do y'all hear that? Oh, it's just a bird. Is that a bird? What is that? Whoa. What is this? Why are there two red and blue doors up there? I've never seen that before.
Here's
Those
another
doors-
moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com.
We don't need to
The
know.
Stanley
We
Parable
get it.
is both a
We get
richly
it.
stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable,
Wow, a
surprising,
9?
and rewarding choices
A
I've
9?
ever been confronted with in a game.
Carolyn.
9 out of
Carolyn
10.
likes to
Don't you
venture
get
off
it,
the beaten
Stanley?
path
The game
in life
was
as well in
perfect.
games.
It
Unfortunately,
didn't need anything
the
else.
narrator
It
in her
didn't
head
need
isn't
new content.
nearly as witty
All
as
they
the
had
one
to
in
do was
Stanley
transport it
Parable.
in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist
Boom.
the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Wow. That's really nice. That's like, wow, how nice. What happened to those cardboard boxes earlier that they were literally talking about? Did I miss that? What's going on here?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again.
This is freaky. I gotta get out of
Hang on.
here.
I don't recall this part of the memory zone before.
Oh my god,
What's
who
this? What's
did
down
this?
here?
Oh my god, that's
no.
the...
Oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the
Oh
extremely
no.
popular online storefront for computer games.
Oh
I haven't looked
no.
at these in years. I can't even imagine what's
Oh
been collecting
my.
down
Open
here.
door.
Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, thank you. Not recommended. Can you imagine writing this and it shows up on here?
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that
Poor
I can't
narrator.
even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
It's really gross out here. We should probably go inside somewhere. What's going on here? Who read this? Who did this? That says do recommend, doesn't it? No, not recommended.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
Noodle.
Goodness, this is actually quite shocking for me.
Chef,
I
shop,
always,
noodle
well, to be
shop.
honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with.
Oh my
You
gosh,
can't know how
don't.
much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black
Gosh,
marks on
narrators
my
are getting
otherwise
sensitive.
unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Aww. My God, he's gonna make us go swimming
What's
or
this
something.
one got to
It's
say?
in the ocean.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews.
If we
from
skip, he's
record.
gonna, like, try to
Only
kill me.
positive reviews of the
Whoa.
Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been
What
my
is
motto.
that?
I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Aww. I don't even have to jump. I don't want to skip. Can I go around? Is there a door? Nope. Nope, not a door. Okay. We'll just skip. Why is it black outside? Oh no. Can't go out there.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that
Alright.
Oh, you're back, you see? You were
What just
only
happened?
frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I
press it
start
again.
to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping
Where's the
through is
door?
becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Where's the door?
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. Oh, Stanley. You're
Oh no. I did not.
back.
No.
Goodness,
No.
have someone to
No.
talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time.
Oh,
just
well.
sitting.
What? No. Where's the button? Is it dark?
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome.
Ugh.
I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so
Everything
much
we've
time,
been
I
through.
stopped keeping track
What
of
about
everything.
us?
Have you ever sat down in one place and
Bro.
not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
Right.
There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities.
Right, but the
I
door
felt
wouldn't
nothing
open.
at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley.
Well, there you go
Days,
now.
months,
I lost it
took
all
my-
in a
took
blur
my
of the
employees.
deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. A rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously.
Guys. Oh my god, he's gone. He's gone. What was that? I'm so freaked. Oh my god, where's the door? Where's the door? I'm not going down there. Trust. I will not be walking down that door. What about us? What about everything? The fire alarm's going off. How many times have I
But they
pressed this
didn't
button?
understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the
Right.
jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said,
What's going on with
entertain
him?
us.
Why is he having a whole meltdown? Hello? Hello? Where's the door? He died again. He must have like passed out or something. What was that water? Don't play games. Did you hear that? Oh my god, we're gonna drown in here. Oh no, we're gonna drown in here. Stanley's gonna die again, and he's gonna drown. We're gonna be filled with...
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Oh no, stop. Stop, 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 stop. Everything oh my god, what did I tell y'all? We're gonna drown. Oh my god, we're drowning in here. Come on, press the button. What about trust? What about everything I've been through? Oh, it's... Guys, it's daytime. Wow. So, like, how long have I been in here? How is he surviving with no food and no water? Especially no water. This place looks damp. He has no vitamin. Wow, it's literally the Last of Us. Literally the Last of Us. Very nice, very cute. Can I climb up here? Ned must have just like passed away because he probably got tired of me. How many times is this? Oh! Oh my god, this is terrifying. No, I hate that sound, I hate that sound, I hate that sound, I hate that sound. Oh my god, we're gonna be in the No, thank you. No! Are you joking? Oh, let's go. What about whoa. What is that, a dinosaur or something? Oh, this would be the future, actually. Wow. Stanley, what did you do? It's a banger song, by the way. Yeah, they should play this the entire time. Instead of those weird, like, sounds. Like, what was that? That was very odd. How far do I have to walk? It's gonna take light years. Go Stanley, go Stanley, go Stanley. What about us? About everything we've been through. What about... What just happened? I'm gonna spawn in the office again or something. Stanley doesn't know where his
All of his coworkers were gone. What could it mean?
Holy
Stanley
smokes.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Perhaps he simply missed a memo. Of course. Whoa. Let's not go this way. The door just closed? What's going on? Oh, it's the sign. Let's totally... Actually, I'll do that next time. I'll do that next time. I skipped, but it's okay.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
Oh,
Look, I have
Stanley.
something
Oh my
very
god, bro.
exciting to show you.
Stanley's going through it, like, seriously. What about trust? Alright. Let's go on this, like, broke
You
down,
see, Stanley,
terrifying.
I've been reflecting
Yes.
on the Stanley Parable
Yes.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original
So
Stanley Parable
depressing.
was a landmark, and any new
It's a
content for it
legacy.
should live up to that legacy. So
Right.
forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I
Right.
say we take it one
What just happened?
step even
Oh no.
further.
Stop.
Which is why
Stop,
I'm very
stop.
proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable.
Parable 2? Did the floor just... Wow!
Yes,
Oh my
you see, isn't this far
gosh!
superior to a measly
Yes.
port with a few minor additions?
It
Think of all the
is.
new
Thank you,
territory we'll cover
narrator.
with a fully fledged sequel, an entirely
Wow.
new experience built from the ground up. Why there are so many possibilities?
Wow, so
it could go in
nice.
so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Yes! Wow! Wow! Is this real?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
I
Ultra
see.
Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Two
But the
doors.
Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented.
Wow, you're
it
so
screams progress
artistic.
and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Ugh, why did he
I
sound
haven't
like
quite nailed
that?
down what exactly the Stanley Parable
Meeting
2
plan.
is going to be.
Is
But
that a
let's
9?
Take a look at some of the features
$9
I've been
scrum,
developing
$10
for it.
design pitch,
I
11:30
figure
break,
that if I can
11:35.
loosely
Oh, this is the
organize a handful of
time.
interesting
Why does it say
concepts, then
goo?
surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Oh my god,
It'll
they're
all
not
work
human.
itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything
Ew, why is
scientific
it
or logical, really.
doing that? That's disgusting. Oh my god, they're probably not even human. You know, I watched Severance. I'm not done. Well, obviously I'm waiting for the new episodes. Waiting for episode 6. But I heard that Severance is based off Stanley Parable 2. And I got Stanley Parable before I watched the show. And I was like, I totally need to play it because if it's based off it, like, I could low-key get ahead in my mind. Like, I could start guessing. Oh, wow, it's not Apple. It's Bird. You are the sequel. Okay. Alright. Wow, we're on the red carpet. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. What about trust? What about everything? I'm so confused. Like, this game's actually... I'm so lost. Wow. It looks like Mark up there from Severance.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
I'm scared. Hear name in the game. Interesting. The button that says the name of the player that... Are you serious? Try it out. Where is that at? I want to see that.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I
It says...
asked
If it says my name...
myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be
No, I don't.
individually recognized and
No, I don't. That's
validated as
actually
people.
terrifying. If it says
So
my
with
name...
that in mind, my first addition to the game... Sorry,
Jim.
I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But
Oh.
of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever
My name
that
is Jim. How'd
Here,
y'all know that?
Let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full
I am
experience of
Jim.
this feature. Just play along.
I
promise
literally
you'll
am
love it.
Jim.
Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind,
Okay.
forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I am Jim
I want
from
you
The
to imagine
Office.
yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken.
Oh my god, I'm
as
literally Jim from The
seizing
Office.
all of the world's possibilities as Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never
Okay,
understand the
bro.
impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
That's not
Okay,
somebody
we're
else's
doing
name,
it
it's-
again. And this
Again?
time, let me
I'm
finish
leaving.
first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim,
developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim.
Are you serious?
Rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim. And finally,
Wow.
dying a slow death at an old age, surrounded by members of your cult as Jim.
Oh.
Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim
I
right
feel it.
now? If so,
In my
then
soul.
please step forward. Yes!
Oh.
You see! What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The
That was
button
me.
described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh. It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money.
To be
Let's
Jim.
take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally
Good idea.
drained from all of this personal validation.
Okay, calm down. What's his name, Jim? Oh my god, what if his name's Jim? I bet his name is Jim. Validation? What are you talking about, buddy? What the flip is that? Okay. Enjoy
I
the new
suppose I could
features.
allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would
That's
actually
illegal.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
No.
Yes, it would go at the end
Oh
of the...
my
well, we'll
That's
figure that out
me!
later.
That's Stanley! I want to go over there. Setting world champion. Free trophy. Let's go. Free trophy. Oh my god, he's moving. I didn't know that. The jump circle. Let me do all the
You know
jumps
what,
right now.
Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea.
I never
I'd like
did
to
all of
hang on
them.
to that for the sequel.
Why does it take Stanley so much energy to jump? Like, this is intense jumping. Like, it just does not take... Oh. Oh my god, what if I needed those jumps or something? Whoa. What's this? Oh, okay. Exit. We should just leave. Let me get my free trophy first. Everything we've been through. Oh. It's a free trophy. Let's go. Do I go in the basement or something? Oh no. This doesn't seem correct. Pull the lever, receive your new trophy. No more steps. Get yours right now.
Now,
Okay.
here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a
What's
technology
this?
to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when... Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken.
Brother.
I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have
trying
been
to get a free
uproariously
trophy.
demanding this
We're
feature.
leaving.
Gamers,
We're leaving. We're outta
what
here.
else? What other exhibits have
No,
we seen
Stan.
yet?
I mean, no, narrator. We're out of here. We don't want to be here anymore. Stupid place. Why can't I leave? Oh, I can leave. Whoopsies. We're leaving. We're leaving. We don't want to be here. Just checked us like 10 times.
Oh, goodness. Stanley, this is very
Bro,
awkward.
are you
I
serious?
hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to both the exhibits for the bucket and the collectibles. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves both of them. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles and the bucket, okay? All right.
Oh.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines.
What
and what's
is
truly
that?
innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them.
Wow.
I don't want to stifle the intrinsic
those-
joy of watching a
are those
number go up.
people?
You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on
Oh.
with your unremarkable life.
My god, if these people move, I will freak out right now. Oh. Wow. Wow. Don't you dare put me back where those people were. I will flip out like a maniac. Please. 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 What's happening? It's never... Oh. Silly me. Where do we
God,
go
it
now?
really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they
Where do
give
I have
you
to
a
go?
big fancy reward for
bucket.
it. Absolutely tragic.
Where's the bucket? No screenshots. Let's take one.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one.
I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons.
Yeah, let's get this
but I'm
one.
undecided on Get Well Someday
Okay, Bo,
and
this one.
Happy 12th Birthday.
Why can't I press the
Which
button?
would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along.
I actually just
Get well
had, oh my god,
someday
I
it
actually
is.
just had a heart attack. I seriously just had a heart attack.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with...
Don't you
No.
dare do it again.
No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Stanley's gonna
Come
take a
now,
bathroom
you've
break
already
after
made
that.
your choice.
There's
It's
actually no
true
way.
that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Can you like be quiet? Like, what's your actual problem? Where do I have to go? He said go to let's go back to the exit again because I forgot. He said collectibles. He said collectibles. I got and a bucket. Where did I get the bucket? Like what? Poor Stanley. There's a lot of stairs, a lot of workout. I'm sure his calves are on fire by now. Oh, I can come up here. Is that my briefcase?
You're just going to ignore my advice?
Well,
Fine.
I literally
No fun
forgot,
new
Bo.
content for you then. You're the one who spent money on this game.
Did someone just cough? What was that? Did you hear that? Well, listen. If you would have
So,
just...
Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all
my
of the
God,
new
oh
features?
my God.
Yes, I know it's not exactly clear
I literally
yet how
can't do this.
exactly these features will come together as one single coherent
What
video
about
game, but
us?
I can feel it
What
in my
about
soul.
everything
It's
we've
going
been
to
through?
work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment.
No.
I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
I hate stuff like this. Freaks me out. What was that?
Okay.
What is that?
Are you ready?
What is that?
Here it is. I give you
Let's sit
the
down.
Stanley Parable 2.
Holy crap. What was that noise? That wasn't funny.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
What was
okay,
that?
never mind.
It sounded funky.
Hold on. Let me
Is
do
that
a
the
different
bucket? Where's the
arrangement.
bucket? Is that the bucket up there?
Okay, yes.
Don't
this
be
is
funky
much
now.
better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
That is a weird noise.
Who am I
What
kidding,
is
Stanley?
that?
This
There's the
isn't a coherent
bucket.
video game at
Okay,
all. It's a lot
well,
of gags.
I don't even know
And
what
I
that
do
was.
very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel
I hate
that
the
would
dark. I
capture
hate the
all
dark.
the
I hate the
magic
dark.
of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect.
That's my
With
office.
care for the vision and integrity of the
Number
original game.
427. That's me. That's
Possibly
me.
work.
That's
I
me.
suppose it could, but it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I'm taking a look. Oh. Are we about to play it? Holy moly. This is a great stopping point. Because Stanley has to go to the bathroom. Because Stanley's been scared multiple times. So I will BRB. Okay? Okay. So Stanley Parable 2. Okay. I better not die.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
At least there's a skip button.
Stanley
What if it was different? Oh,
All of
okay.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, Stanley definitely missed the memo. That's for sure. So let's not go that way.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This is so Severance. This is so Severance core. Literally, it's the exact... Oh,
Here's the door. Just go.
thanks.
You found one of them. One of the miniature
Wow.
Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Stanley loves his job, so Stanley has to collect all of them. He's a very hardworking man, as he's climbed about 2,000, 5,000 stairs today. So, oh. What about trust? About everything we've been
Stanley
through.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So, okay. Okay. This is about the 4,000th time.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes. Now we just gotta figure out how to do those buttons.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That's so crazy that Stanley's the only one alive out of... How many was it? I don't even know. It was...
This
let's see.
mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't
Out
be
of
true.
600,
Had Stanley really
and
been
one
under
was
someone's
fired?
control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't
How do
it?
people, how
Was
do
it
people even
possible?
build
Had he
rooms like
truly
this?
spent
How
his
does this even
entire
work?
life utterly blind to the world?
This actually freaks me out. Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
So-
Controls labeled with emotions.
Let's-
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working.
Alright, so this
all
is
of
5.
it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Let's try
And
to
as
find
the
the
cold
buttons first.
reality of
5's
his
up
past
there.
began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power
1 and
over
2.
another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once
Oh,
and
you can't go
for
up there.
all.
I think that's 4 up there. So 1, 2, 4. Where's 3? 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3's right here. Okay. So, okay. Okay. What about trust? Guys, I'm sorry. I can't stop singing this song. Because narrator.
And when at last he found
Did
the
it to me.
source of the room's power, he knew it was his... Oh, Stanley.
Run!
You didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do.
I
But you
really
need to
don't know where to
understand,
go.
There's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to
There's
do
a...
much better
Is that a
than
door
that.
up there?
I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do.
Oh
For
my god, am I
example,
gonna have to
and
go
I
up
believe
there?
you'll find this pertinent. Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to
Charge.
shine. You are the
I have to
star.
charge it.
It's
Okay,
your
4.
story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
But I have to
More
press the
time
yellow
to talk
first.
about you,
This
about
is stressful.
me,
My
where
heart's
we're
racing.
going, what all this means.
What did I even...
barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where
Okay.
your co-workers are? A moment of solace before
What's
you're
going
obliterated.
on?
All right,
Button.
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to
Calm
them.
down, brother.
I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was
oh my
merely
God.
in this
Where'd the button
instance
go?
of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly
Executing
and
button
then dying
hint.
alone.
Button hint.
Other times,
Button
I let the office sink into the
hints.
ground,
Continue?
swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control
Where's
wrested
3?
away from you, it's quite rich.
Oh my God.
I almost hate to see
Stop.
it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness,
I
only
pressed
34
it.
seconds left.
Oh,
but I'm
God.
enjoying this so much.
I literally have
You know
no idea
what?
how to do
To
it.
hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no
Oh my God,
idea
I'm-
where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you, running from button to button.
I honestly
screen
have
to
no idea
screen,
what I'm supposed to
clicking
do.
on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door.
The big red
Anything,
button.
anything, something
Oh
here
my God,
will
where is
save
the
me.
big red button?
Why would you think that, Stanley? That this
Never
video
pressed the
game
big
can
red
be
button.
beaten? One
Where is it?
solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
What did I just do?
Do you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you
Oh my God.
replay this bit, looking desperately
Can I not
for
change
a
it?
solution?
Shoot.
10, 100, 1,000? I look forward
Okay,
to
okay,
finding
okay,
out and to
okay,
watching
okay,
the
okay.
bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and
Red.
me in a retching explosion of
Oh,
fire
shoot.
and metal over and over and over for all of
Shoot.
eternity.
So it goes
And
red.
Stanley died again.
Purple.
And Stanley
Wait.
died again.
Red, purple. Oh my God, I think I got it now.
Died again.
Red, purple.
Take
Red,
a look at
purple,
the
red,
clock,
purple,
Stanley.
red, purple, red,
That's
purple.
30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
Oh my God.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you
Shoot.
cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
No.
Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And
I can't
believe
do
me,
anything.
I will be laughing at every second of
Oh
your
my
inevitable
goodness.
life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
First off, that was not at 0. That was at 50 seconds or 40 seconds. 0.40 seconds. So, you little cheater. Guys. Oh, this could be a hint. Green, red, yellow. I honestly have no idea.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It
Excuse
was only
me?
a matter of time.
What? 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 Are you joking? Why is the doors not closing? Did the doors not close last time? Oh no, if I see someone over my shoulder, no way. No way.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget
So
this
who's looking over my
ultra-deluxe
shoulder?
nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce
my
for
God.
the first time ever The Stanley Parable 2.
This is not the first time you've said this, Stanley. This is about the... I mean...
Yes, you see,
brother,
isn't this far
narrator.
superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built
Did you
from the
just say
ground up. Why there are so many
territory?
possibilities? It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Please let me go in an elevator.
Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
No. Where is the bucket? Jump circle the button that says the name of the player, blah, 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 blah. So if I take a screenshot... the bucket. Let's grab the bucket.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical. That
Where's
it
the
engendered a
bucket?
chaotic sense of reckless despair in those
Where
who played it.
is the
Well,
bucket?
I am happy to say that after much consideration,
And why did the door close?
I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true.
No.
As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
How do I hold
you
the
may
bucket?
even come to long for the gentle embrace
Can we,
of
like, grab
jarring
something and throw
cognitive
it?
dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Why
Can
is
you
he
feel it?
laughing
The glow
like
of
that?
comfort, even
Oh,
in
no.
the face of crushing despair,
Get me
must
outta here.
already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can
Just
I say
pick
that
it
I do
up.
believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as
Because
well?
I can't
I think that just holding
I can't
it
let go.
has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
That's a
The
little
benefits
fruity.
of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
No.
All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
So... Okay, great. Let's go grab that collectible.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Nope.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Alright, so you can grab this.
Is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think?
And we
Ultra
can leave.
Deluxe? What does it even mean?
Are you
But the
se-
Stanley Parable 2. Now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
He says potential so odd.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Who's that man up there? Is that the narrator? 420. Is that me? Is that me person form? Alright, here's your
So,
bucket.
Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly
Yes.
clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
So what's the bucket do? Makes me calm?
Okay. Are you ready?
No.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
That sound is so like...
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
So why I need the
Hold
bucket?
on. Let me do a different arrangement.
This narrator...
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley?
Who
This
are you
isn't
kidding?
a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags.
and I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply...
So, am I gonna have the
insert
bucket with
a
me
few of
last
my
time?
features into it.
Or something? Am I
Tastefully,
gonna,
of
like, find the
course,
bucket?
with respect.
Oh my god, I'm so
With care for the
confused.
vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I already took a look. I'm actually gonna go crazy. I forgot we even... I probably should have looked at that. I feel like it would have been something. Can we type on here? No. What am I supposed to do? Like, honestly? I honestly don't know what to do. And why do you
All
have
of his
these...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So he said something
Stanley
different last
decided to go to the
time.
meeting room.
He said
Perhaps
that
he had
someone's
simply
around
missed
my
a memo.
shoulder. He never said anything about this stupid memo. So maybe I should go to the
Stanley picked up the bucket.
The bucket. Oh my god, I should have just collected everything. So the meeting room.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Can I like... I can't let go of it. Oh, gross. Get me out of here. Was this here last time? This was not here last time, was it? Or did I like literally completely miss this? Trust the completionist instinct. Agenda. How can you tell you spotted the one? What makes them float in the air? And who took these pictures of them? Follow clues provided by employee 416. Who's employee 416? Who's employee 416? I'm not employee 416. Oh no. Maybe we are the collectibles. Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambiances of local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as the directional mic, a microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recording allowed me to triangulate the source of the strange noises. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. My heart is racing. I also picked up what looks like to be a reverberance of a porcelain surface. Wouldn't you like to know? What was that? Was that the bucket? Please do not leave the office before reporting back to... Oh? Some are red and blue. A private but smelly place. Who wrote this, number one? 416, that's weird. 416, maybe we should... Oh my god, it's probably 416 following
Coming to
me.
a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm actually gonna have a heart attack. This game is raising my... Oh my god, those doors? Is this gonna open?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
Okay.
not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire.
This bucket
if
is
not for the
not
soothing
calming me
presence
down.
of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the
Was
tender
it
spiritual
2845?
connection he
Was
shared
it
with the bucket
2845?
that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk, nor in his bliss of simply being. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Just
Was
pro.
it what the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Exactly. What's over here? Okay. Whew. I was scared, guys. If I press up, what would happen? What I just pressed? Oh. I swear I pressed up. But whatever. Whatever.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Excuse me.
It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him,
It's not
reassuring
comforting me.
that in this darkest moment of uncertainty,
I'm really
he
scared,
would be
actually.
all right. The
No, he
bucket is
won't.
here for you,
He's gonna
Stanley.
die.
Everything will be
So
fine.
if we go into that escape room with the bucket, you think we would survive or something? I'm not
Stanley
gonna
and the
try
bucket
out.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
You think the bucket would like let me not? So you think it would like stop the grinder thing to kill me? I don't want to do this again. We'll try it out. Oh gosh, that's so freaky. I think I know how to do it. I think I know how to do it. What was it? 416? 416 or
What horrible
417?
secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Doesn't it talk about how one of the employees, let's see, one of the employees is like being controlled or something? Is it 416? Or is it me? What does it say?
The monitors
Don't know.
jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
But I can't see. I have
Had
a
never
problem.
seen anything like
I
this,
definitely can't
and
see
he very nearly
417.
burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Stanley, you're really fine. Really fine, Stanley.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well?
How?
Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
Is that the...
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I'm not quite sure.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machine... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Oh my god, I saw this on the computer. I don't know which one I saw though. Shoot.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after
That's
another.
how you go back,
and then
okay.
it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world.
Stanley, that's
The
literally
mind
not
controls were only a
true.
facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found
What's going on with that
freedom
bird?
because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable.
Of all the possible paths his life could
Why
have
are the
taken,
owls out in the
this
day?
one was surely the best.
Am I going
And
crazy?
Stanley was happy.
I didn't get to see all of them. There was a... Guys, we're gonna stop for today. I'll be back. I'll be back. And we will get that room. We will get that room. Okay? So, whoa! Fink's not here, guys. Tink out.